I'm curious what you could share with our listeners as far as reporting tools, software automation, anything that you use on your day to day or that you have found to make it easier.
So in my bias is that the way that, businesses like ours will continue to become more efficient or have better financial operations internally is the more systems that are out there that actually can do both and can deal with fiat transactions and deal with on-chain transactions. Because I think if anything, we want to get to a state where it's like Web3 only or Web3 is the driver. So like there are companies that are building tools where you can make payments multinationally with fiat, with stable coins. And generally it's allowing you to do stable coins as a rail to make those last mile payment in a different currency. Or there's tools where there's companies that are built fintech or bank accounts where it's built on stablecoin rails. So you can move in and out of the fiat currency or the stablecoin as you wish. Functionality to move back and forth becomes ever so more vital as the more that you do on chain that I've found.
Yeah, and it's important to put that into perspective because you're seeing more and more, right? If you asked 5 years ago, 6 years ago, a lot of companies would have very little activity where you could get by with those subledgers that roll up to your traditional accounting software. But now we need a one-stop shop that's bridging the gap between the two. It's what is one that could speak both languages at the end of the day, because you're seeing more and more companies just like you guys like transact in digital assets while also transacting in traditional fiat currency. And sometimes multiple digital assets and multiple fiat currencies. So how do we not just speak one of
Exactly.
each? It's we're going fully in on both sides as the space continues to mature, continues to escalate, and tr- tr- frankly, more and more companies are just getting into the space that are not traditional digital assets. So you're seeing a lot of that commingling in nature now, where it's you really got to figure out what's going to be that solution that kind of comes out on top.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure there'll be eventually be some sort of consolidation in the space, especially on the subledger side. There's so many of these different tools that come out. I remember like a year or so ago, I was demoing and testing out every new tool that came to market just because they wanted us to see the tool.
Yeah, and even think about what's coming down the pipeline too, where you're going to have such granular reporting with the 1099 DA, the cost basis tracking, and making sure that as a company, all your ducks are in a row. You know your basis by asset class, by tranche. So it's just going to have to get even more specific on the accounting side. So our day to day is going to become, use the word loosely, fun.
Yeah. Right. Again,